Dear Caitlin, you are 20 years old. You look in the mirror every morning and question whether or not you deserve to be here. Your heart still aches for a boy who broke it almost 2 years ago, and your legs ache from all the things you've done to try and forget about him. When your eyes catch a glimpse of your stomach, you recoil in agony because that once flat feature has taken on a new curve. You take up more space now. Your pant size has jumped 5 digits, and you dream about shaving every number off with a scalpel. Your favorite getaway is no longer a tree in the park, but the way you forget your name after a few too many shots of tequila. In this temple your mother spent 9 months creating for you, all you can see is this black void, a hollowness that can only be filled with cheap beers, one-night stands, and hours spent carving into your leg. You have forgotten how to smile. A basic act you took for granted. In a few months, you will feel the thud of heartbreak once more, and you will try to disappear into the floor, to melt away, to vanish. You do not yet know how many times you will visit the hospital the following year. How many times waking up will seem scarier than stepping out onto a stage. You do not yet know that when you fall into his arms at the bar, he wasn't trying to save you. You do not yet know he will rape you. But I am jumping too far ahead. I need you to know you cannot change these things. You cannot stop these things from happening. There are many realities in our infinity. There are an infinite number of versions of me. Maybe in one of them I looked at my round stomach and blossoming hips and called them beautiful. Maybe in one of them I filled my body with things that sprouted flowers in my stomach, things that reminded me my name is a wonderful thing to know. Maybe in one of them I pushed him away. I found my voice and I said no. I've only recently come to realize alcohol poisoning is not a sign of strength. Stomach ulcers are not a point of pride. Cutting my skin open was never going to fix whatever it is I seem to think was broken. Today, I look at the scars on the left side of my thigh. I feel the sting of the hole I burned in my gut. I still cannot fully fathom what I've done to you. What I've done to my home. But Caitlin, please listen to me. I am not mad at you. I'm not mad at all the ways you tried to generate your own definition of okay. But I am sorry. I am sorry for not letting you believe that you were just as strong back then as you are now. I am sorry I let you wake up every morning feeling as if the sun had not risen, like you were buried in darkness and no one was willing to find you. I am sorry for letting you sleep with boys and girls who tricked you, who touched you and used you and hurt you, and then at the end of it, I let you believe it was your fault they didn't love you. I am so sorry for not trusting you. You deserved better from me. And while an infinite number of realities exist, I realize I cannot change the place from which this Caitlin came. I cannot go back and give you this letter and say, I promise you won't find answers at the bottom of that glass. So instead, I'm going to give this letter to someone else. Dear Caitlin, you are 23. One day, you looked up at the sky, you looked at the lines on the palms of your hands and realized you are just as beautifully complex as the constellations. You realized every mark, every line, every scar has a story to tell. And if Aries taught you anything, it's to harness your voice, but sometimes you are still afraid to put pen to paper, to feel free. You can stop saying you're sorry now. I know sometimes you wish you could go back, you could change things, but then you wouldn't wake up knowing how to love the way you do. You wouldn't be this person writing this letter. There are an infinite number of realities that exist, but I want you to know, I need you to know. You are very lucky to be Caitlin in this particular one. You are not broken. You were never broken. You are growing and blossoming, shining a little brighter every day. There are flowers in your stomach now. You now understand. Your name is an absolutely beautiful thing to know.